Ladies and gentlemen,
this is Gamertag Radio with your hosts, Danny Peña, Paris Lilly, and Peter Toledo.
All right, welcome to Gamertag Radio episode 1358. This is your host, Danny Peña, and joining me, the whole Gamertag Radio crew, we have Paris Lilly. Paris, what's up, man?
Good morning.
Super nice today. Strange and weird. But yeah, welcome back. How you doing, sir? All right, he doesn't want to say anything else. All right, we also have.
He wants me to just keep going. You insult me, and then you want me to elaborate on it. I said good morning, and I'm smiling.
It's
and
not.
You just kept it moving and said introduce Pete, but nope, gotta keep it going. That's on you.
Hey man, I'm just talking. All right. Also, Peter Toledo. Peter, what's up, Peter?
Oh, hello, Daniel. How are you?
I'm good, and you?
I'm all right. I'm all right. It's kind of wild. Sunday afternoon.
How's the F1 race? I know you watch that all the time.
Yeah, I'm actually watching it on another window here on my screen. It's good. Man. It's good. A little exciting in the last couple laps.
Yeah, dope.
I guess
really
you can see if you're watching the podcast, you know who I'm going
for. I see that. All right, so just very quick, everyone, head over to gamertagradio.com. Listen to our past episodes. Also, you could find us on any podcast app. And if you would like to be part of our fan mail discussion, which I've been getting emails here and there and calls, but I would like new questions. I feel like people are asking like the same type of questions, like, questions that were already sent before.
It's your
something
fault.
New. It's not my fault. It's your fault. It's your fault. But if you guys would like to be part of our fan mail discussion, here's how you could contact us.
Send us your feedback or questions. Give us a call at 786-273-7GTR. Email us at fanmail@gamertagradio.com or leave a message on speakpipe.com/gamertagradio.
I don't know why Paris is showing us the Vision Pro camera here. I don't know what's up with that. What's up with that?
Well, we were just at an Apple event.
Oh, yeah, that's true. We are going to be playing that on the podcast. Hey, man, be nice. All right, so later on this episode, we're going to be playing an audio that I recorded with Paris. We went to an Apple gaming showcase that took place here in Los Angeles. We got to play some games, Assassin's Creed, Vampire Survivors. There was a Resident Evil 7 was there. There was a new Need for Speed game. There was a bunch of games that we're going to talk about it later on the show. For those that are listening, make sure to listen to the podcast to listen to the full audio recording of that. All right. So this week has been kind of like slow with news because a lot of the companies are saving this all the big announcements for Gamescom or maybe during Comic-Con. I believe that's like at the end of the week, right, Paris? Comic-Con is this week?
Yes, it's the end of this week.
Okay. Why give me that look? What's up with that look? What's up with that look?
Wait, oh my God! Wait, must I explain everything that I do?
Yes, I don't know what's going on with you, man.
You want the truth?
Yes, I want the truth.
You want the truth?
I want the
truth.
truth.
Why are you asking me? My name's not Google. Why don't you look this stuff up before you do the show?
Hey, Paris, why this? Why that? Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. So very quick, I just saw the news that the Halo series got canceled. No season 3. It looks like. You see what I'm saying? Like, Paris always blaming on me. I don't know what's going on with that. No, but on the real. It looks like that. It looks like they're probably going to be shopping this at other streaming services. If they do, I personally think they should start from scratch. They should just start from scratch. Maybe get somebody else to direct it or something. Because I think the version which there were certain things that I like about the Paramount Plus series. A lot of them I didn't really like, but I think season 2 got a little bit better. I know we went to the premiere a couple months ago here in LA, and it was fun watching the first episode. I'm like, okay, all right, it's potential, but the season got a little bit slow again. I don't know, but I think they should start from scratch, in my opinion. But I would just want to hear your thoughts, you guys, about the Halo TV series. Pete, do you even watch Halo at all, or you didn't bother to watching it?
For me, it's become a disappointment since the helmet came off. That's not the Halo I know. That's not the Master Chief I know. That's not the story I know. I get that they're trying to depart from the known canon and storylines because they're trying to do something different. I just personally, it's not for me. And the moment, and we all talked about this, I think it was the week after the show or whatever. The moment that helmet comes off, and I apologize, this is spoilers, whatever, deal with it. You can bleep this entire whole section. You can fast forward, do whatever. But the moment they took that helmet off, lost it for me. Yes, it's a fantasy sci-fi TV show, so yeah, it's, there's that, there's that wall of believability. But if you follow, if you know the story in any way, shape, or form, the moment that helmet came off, they lost me for being invested in the show. If they do it again, I think they should follow the story or follow the canon. I don't know if it's to a T, but I just don't know how much more they want to milk this franchise. I don't want them to do what's kind of happened with Star Wars, which is they took too long with the storyline and just milked everything, and you just kind of got sick of Luke and Han, and it was always about them and Leia. And yes, there's dozens of other stories that could be told. I just don't think that they executed well outside of season 1, episode, whatever it was that the helmet came off.
Yeah, and not only that, he also lost his virginity during this series. And people call him Mr. Cheeks, Master Cheeks. He was also... Yeah, Paris, what did you think about the Halo series, man? I know you were very opinionated about the first season. I don't know about the second season. I haven't really heard much about it from you, but your thoughts.
You notice he can never just ask me without basically telling me what I'm going to say before I say it. It's amazing.
Yeah, get used to it, punk.
No, I mean, I wasn't surprised that it got canceled, just for the simple fact that while season 2 was an improvement over season 1, you did not have people that understood what made Halo great, in my opinion. The perfect example of season 2, you have the fall of Reach, which is arguably the most important moment in the history of this Halo universe, right? It happens off camera, and the little slight bit that you do see, Master Chief isn't even in his armor. They didn't understand what made Halo important. That should have been Battle of the Bastards level epic moment that we saw on screen, on camera, in that series, and we didn't get it. Think about it. We didn't even get a Halo ring in the first 2 seasons of it.
Damn, that's true. That's true.
They didn't look, again, at this point, whatever. But, I mean, they were obviously leading up to that moment for season 3, but you didn't give us something to be invested into these characters. Like I've said a million times, the most important relationship in Halo is Master Chief and Cortana. It always has been, always will be. This did not give us that at all. You focused on side characters and stuff that, I'm sorry, okay, they lost the kid, they're trying to find him. I kind of didn't care, The one story about the Spartan who got injured and she essentially had to retire at a certain point, I get it. Too much focus on that. We didn't get enough that made Halo in this series. And I mean, we can argue back and forth about Pablo taking the helmet off, but to have that happen so early in season 1 and just he spent more time with his helmet off and out of the armor than he did in it. That's a problem. I use the example of Ryan Reynolds with Deadpool. Ryan Reynolds you barely see his face. Even when he doesn't have the Deadpool mask on, it's scarred, right? He committed to the role. That's what you needed from an actor for Master Chief. Commit to that role. And again, I don't know if it was Pablo's, that's the actor. I don't know if it was him. I don't know if it was a writing team or whatever. But he should have spent 90% of the time in that armor, in my personal opinion. Okay, he takes the helmet off, you have that reveal, I get it, but it was over the top. It was just way too much. And that's not why people were tuning in for Halo. They just weren't. We didn't get enough character development for the Covenant, in my personal opinion. Right? They were there, but then you bring in the human, and it's like, I don't know. It didn't do it for me. And to your point, Danny, I get they're shopping it around. If it does get picked up by another platform, at this point, just pretend that these first 2 seasons didn't even happen. Reboot the whole damn thing. I personally think you tell a story in the Halo universe, and Chief is not the main character. Chief comes in or out. He's more of a myth. He's more of a legend versus being the actual focus of the show. That's what the games are for. You are Chief. So Chief should be a side character in here. There's enough characters and things that you could tell in this Halo universe to make, like, to show the fall of Reach from the from a different perspective, right? But actually show that battle. Chief is in the battle, maybe, potentially, but he's not the central focus of it. Cortana's in the show. Sergeant Johnson's in the show. You know, Miranda Keys, you know, all these people are in the show, but they're not the focus of it. And I think that's, and again, this is just me. What the hell do I know? I ain't a writer.
I mean, that's pretty good, though. I like that story.
But that's what they could have done with a Halo TV show. Now, if they would have done the original vision, because remember, Neil Blomkamp was going to come in and do a movie. You want to do a movie, the big budget, all that. You're damn right. That's Chief. That's Cortana, the Keys, Sergeant Johnson. That's everybody that we know and love. And you do a big, epic, high-budget movie off of that. And maybe at the end, if it's a trilogy, let's say, at the end of the trilogy, take the helmet off. You can do something like that. But as a TV series, I don't think Master Chief should have ever been the focus of the show. Just my opinion.
So it's like similar to Fallout. Like it relates to the Fallout universe, but have new characters that has nothing to do with the main games. It's just it connects with the games, but it's different. Like it's great for newcomers and also hardcore fans that love the Fallout series, that love the story and everything, right?
And you bring up another point by bringing up Fallout. Fallout showed how lacking this series was. That and The Last of Us. Those were video game adaptions that did it right. Think about even The Last of Us. The Last of Us didn't one for one tell the story. Think of what was the best episode of The Last of Us when they did that side story with Bill.
Yep.
And you fleshed that character out, but you did it in a way that I freaking cared about that. I'm pretty sure he got nominated for an Emmy. You see the Emmy nominations that the Fallout series got. Ain't nobody nominated none for Halo. And that's unfortunate. Look, we obviously know people on that side. I mean, there's some bias there. Let's just keep it real. But at the end of the day, you got to judge the show for what it is. And it just did not live up to what it should have been.
Yeah.
I think if they do something like the Gray Team, right? Where you've got Jai, Michael, I think Adriana, was the third Spartan on there. But you do something like that and you let that become the barometer for whether you need to do the big blowout, like you were saying, Paris, with the Neil Blomkamp and the massive one. And that's when you bring in, you know, Sarge and Master Chief and everyone else, because that establishes the universe, but it doesn't focus on the key ones. And it's kind of like going in and showing all your cards early. It gives you time. Look, perfect way to kind of, you know, use this as an example or a barometer. Avengers, come in, slow burn, and let the whole thing develop, and then you come in with the knockout punch with the movie, and then everybody gets excited and is happy with it. But you're trying to establish and do too much in 4, 5, 6 episodes in the first season on the TV show, and then everybody's like, okay, this is too much, I'm out. Which is exactly what happened with me, right? I had no desire to continue once that moment happened, and by that time it was just too far. I don't desire to continue wanting to watch the show. And I think because of I don't know if it's, you know, the social media, you know, everything has to be right now. Nobody wants the slow burn. Nobody wants to take their time with it because it has to succeed in 3 to 4 episodes max. If it doesn't have a great review that first showing, you're risking the rest of that actual season being completed. And I think that's where I think us as consumers probably need to level set expectations to say, let things develop. Give them time. You don't have to blow it out, be the best first, but who knows? I just talk about video games on the internet. What do I know, right? That me personally is how I wish something like that would have gone through.
You know what it is too? I think we've gotten to the point where even if a company creates a show based on a game and use the same exact story from the game to the show, I think people are going to be more picky about it more than ever. But I think doing something like Paris was saying, something where it's like a side story that relates to the main story, I think that works. There will be less people criticizing the story on that. I think that formula works. Look, it worked very well with Arcane. That's a phenomenal series, right? And also with Fallout. And I think I know there was an announcement where Gears of War, I think they're going to work on that TV series. I think it's on Netflix, I think. I'm not 100% sure. But I would like to see side stories of the story of Gears of War instead of like exactly like the game. One, you already know what's going to happen. So it's not really truly entertaining like that. Like I prefer something that, like with Fallout, the ending of that, I was like, wow, this is amazing. Can't wait for season 2. Like I think that formula works very, very well in my opinion, I think. Mm-hmm. So, anything else? No. So, yeah. I forgot to mention. Paris. You mentioned about the series getting so many nominated right from like the Emmys and stuff. Fallout. So I can't wait to see.
16 nominations.
16 overall. Oof, that's a lot.
But
that's a lot.
It goes back to what we're saying overall with this. When you and I got to go to the initial preview and we saw the first 2 episodes early, right? I'm like, I walked away from that. I'm like, oh man, this is Fallout. Like, this feels like Fallout. This didn't feel like some cheap imitation or doing something out of character. Because that was the other thing with the Halo series. You had characters that we've known for 20 years doing stuff that they never done. Yeah, and it was like, this doesn't make sense to me. This is not something this character would do. Whereas Fallout, this felt just like something that would come out of the game. Like, you're like, yep. This makes sense. Obviously, the Last of Us stuff, that made sense for those characters. They stayed true to who they were. So, I mean, look, Fallout was such a hit. They're already ahead of schedule with season 2, because, you got to strike while the iron's hot. Keep the momentum going with that. It reinvigorated people into wanting to play the games. Halo series did not do that. Mm-hmm. That's unfortunate.
Yeah. Well, congrats to the whole Fallout team, the TV show. Can't wait to see which of these lists of nominations they'll win. So very excited to see them, man. Very, very excited. Paris, I know Concord continued the beta is open beta this weekend, right? So I haven't had a chance to really truly play like last week.
Why not?
I've been busy, man.
Doing what?
Busy. None of your business, man.
Why don't you do your job?
It's none of your business.
I love how he just said none of my business when he's always in my business.
But you said you wanted to talk about it.
Said
I'm sliding. I'm like sliding it in, bringing it up so we can talk about it. You brought it up. I don't even have it on my list. You say you wanted to talk about it, so I'm like, all right. I want to see what Paris has to say about Concord. Have you changed your mind? Do you think $39.99 still?
No. And I wasn't saying that from the get. What are you talking about? I never said $39.99. Here's being serious for a second. So Concord's in open beta now.
Yes.
So now anyone can play it. You didn't have to pre-order. You don't have to play PlayStation Plus. Anyone that can hop on PC or a PlayStation 5 can jump in. And the numbers are still very low. I think the last I saw peak was 2,300 people had played it. That's not good. And this is on Steam. We don't know the PlayStation numbers, but just looking on the Steam side, that's still very, very, very low for this type of game. So what I had said yesterday, just kind of seeing that and just my own observations having played it, I enjoy the game. I want to be crystal clear on that. I think it is a fun experience to go in and play. But I also think Firewalk and PlayStation have not done a great job communicating how this differentiates itself from other hero shooters. I mean, because the whole switching between characters and the crowd, the crew bonuses and things that you get, they don't communicate that very well in the game at all. either the few thousand people that are playing it online, you're getting a lot of people quitting out of games. There's no penalties for it. There's a lot of things they still need to clean up, which is the whole point of a beta. That I get. You have the whole argument about this being $40 when you compare it to other free-to-play hero shooters on the market right now. There's a lot of competition out there. So that $40 is a barrier to entry to get people to want to jump in and play this game. All that said, I think you delay it. I don't think you bring this out now. I don't think you put it, because here's the other thing. It comes out 2 days before the Call of Duty beta.
Oof, but that's not good.
Not good.
Not good at all.
We know what happened the last time somebody tried to launch around that time like that.
Yeah, and this is beta. This is beta, and people still going to be talking about the beta of Call of Duty than anything else.
And that's my whole point.
Yeah.
So I think you push this to 2025. I don't think you launch this year. I think you early 2025 find a release window, that kind of gives you some grace between some of the other competition. Early 2025 that gives you more time to reevaluate this pricing structure. Number one, I think that is priority number one. I don't think you bring this out at $40. I think either you go full free to play, you got to do something else to make this more inviting for people to actually jump in and try it. That's my personal opinion.
We talked about this last week. You have way too many other titles that have gotten a foothold in the same exact genre.
Sorry. Okay.
I agree, Pete. And the other part that I wanted to add to that was look at the pricing, number one. But this also gives them more time to do a couple things. Number one, better communication of what this game is and how you play it. Look at the feedback that you've gotten from this beta. Because this is why I want to talk about it. Boy, the social media comments I've been getting on this. Like, I'm saying this as someone that enjoys the game. You just swore I hate the game. Some of the comments that I get, right? It's just nonsense. But part of that is I was also saying this gives Firewalk, this gives the devs more time to polish the game. Maybe there's a new mode they can add in, maybe something they can tweak, weapon balancing. There's still things that they could do that they would not have time to do within the next 5 to 6 weeks before it comes out. It's just a fact. So add all that up. I think with the low engagement numbers that you're seeing, this is going to launch. It's going to be an unsuccessful launch. You're simply going to have people that are not playing it. And then when you think about the Fortnite is already sitting out there. People are playing that. Overwatch, Fragpunk, people are testing that out. Marvel Rivals, Valorant, which I'm about to jump into that beta coming out. Valorant, like you're saying. And then Call of Duty. You already know people are going to be jumping on Call of Duty. But yes, but this is the point. That's what I'm saying. There's so much competition out there. You're not seeing enthusiasm for this game in the beta.
Xdefy. We can sit here all day and call out.
Keep it going. So,
I mean, Xdefy is doing decent for something that people saying that is lacking, and still doing decent, the numbers,
Yeah, and we know, like I'm looking at the chat now because even Gamer 90 is bringing up a great point. Look at how many people willingly spent $100 to play college football 25 early. Willingly, we're like, here's $100 because I can't wait a few days. I'm playing this now, and the numbers for that are off the charts. So it's not that there's a lack of enthusiasm or an audience to go play these online games. Mm-hmm. They're there. Guarantee you that Call of Duty beta will have monster numbers. It just will. So the fact that Concord does not should tell you to internalize this. What are we doing wrong? Don't put this game out in the end of August. Delay it. Give yourself more time to reevaluate. Clearly, now is not the time to put this game out. It just isn't.
I have a question in the theory. Do you think it's because this is more for like the PC side, adding the whole PSN account? Do you think that also hurt PlayStation, that it's mandatory to have a PSN account in order for you to play?
Potentially. I mean, they're potentially. I'm not going to say it's the number one factor. I think the number one factor is $40. That's what I think. I think that you're telling me to spend $40 for what looks like a free-to-play experience. That's the problem. And people can argue the semantics of that. Well, you're getting this, you're getting that. Firewalk has not done a good enough job explaining why I should spend $40 up front for this. That's the problem.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think if they delay this and change the price maybe to free, and just have different things in the game where you could pay and because look, you can't just have the game for free and not get any type of money because it's not gonna last that long. Like the service is very expensive, right? But if they could do it in a way where cosmetics, season pass, all that stuff, but the game is actual free, then I could see this being a success in the future, right? So delay it, release it early 2025 when there's like no competition at all. But releasing this a couple of days before the Call of Duty beta, that's not a good move, man. Because everybody's going to start comparing. See, look at this, and it's available on all platforms, and this and that, and people are willing to pay, like you said, Paris, $60, $100 just to play early Call of Duty. You know what I'm saying? Like, because a lot of people are playing, they're going to be playing Call of Duty beta are people that actually pre-order the game. The majority of people.
Look,
you know what I'm saying?
Take into consideration $40.
Wait, what are you talking about for Call of Duty?
So Call of Duty, because if you go and you pre-order, you will get the beta code. Yeah.
Or if you got Game Pass.
I forgot about that. Yeah. If you have Game Pass too.
Look,
yeah.
If you're gonna have a game at $40, if you're not gonna give me the same experience that I got out of Helldivers 2, don't come at me with that price tag.
But see,
because there's no way to put those. You can't
even look at Helldivers 2 right now. The numbers of that have fallen off a cliff.
That because the whole change of adding the PSN account that completely messed it up.
That got nothing to do with it on PlayStation 5.
But there was more people playing on PC than PlayStation, the console. Actually, there was more people on.
That's always been a PC game.
Yeah, that was way more people playing on Steam than PlayStation. But ever since the change, it completely messed it up for everybody. They're like, people are like not signing up.
So Danny.
Oh God.
Why aren't people playing it on PlayStation 5 then?
I don't know. You ask them. I don't know.
I'm asking you.
I don't play it on PlayStation 5. I play it on PC.
I'm asking you. Why not?
I don't know. I just answered your question. I don't know.
Why not?
I don't know, mother.
Why is a PlayStation game more popular on the PC than it is on the console?
I don't know. You tell me, Super Genius.
I'm asking you.
You tell me.
I
don't know.
I'm super dumb.
I can't answer. You. I can't answer the question. You tell me, Genius.
No, I'm not the genius here. That's why I'm asking
you.
I am deferring to your expert analysis.
Look, I always look at your expert analysis through Twitter.
Well,
you're always posting
good Lord. Every time I tweet anything, you're like, well, on August 6th at 4 p.m., you tweeted this. What do you have to say about that? You be quick with that one.
See, look, exactly. Look, people are asking why this is an argument. Exactly, why? Why this is an argument.
Stop reflecting.
No, on the real. I think, but see, Pete, you mentioned about Helldivers too, right? I think that the studio did a pretty good job hyping the community up. There was communication. I don't really see that with Concord. I really don't see.
No, you won't, because there's not a lot to go off of, right? Helldivers 2, for the reason it was such a success early on, is because you had a massive player base clamoring for another Helldivers after years of waiting. Whereas with this new one, that the only thing that they're bringing over is that, okay, we built out, it's former devs from Destiny. That doesn't give me a lot to go on. And going back to the numbers, they peaked at like 274,000 average players per day. They're at 28,000 right now over the last 30.
I wonder how's the console version, though. The console version.
And that's just Steam numbers. But from April, 142,000. May, 65,000. And every month it drops by 30 to 40%.
Thank you, Pete, for giving us the stats. But Paris is asking me like if I know the numbers of the console version. Look, man, leave me alone. I don't know the answer. I don't know what to tell you. Leave me the F alone, man.
and then like the chat is also saying the first Descendant, which I could not get into. I've played Destiny for 10 years. It just feels like a Destiny ripoff to me, so I can't get into it. But hey, people are loving it. I know that.
It's free.
Well, this goes back to the whole point we're talking about Concord. Mm-hmm. They're not charging you anything up front. It's free to play, so you get to go in and decide if it is worth your time to engage with. And to the point that you were bringing up before, Danny, that's why I'm saying they got to overhaul the pricing structure. They just simply do. Telling me to spend $40 up front and then there's still a battle pass and microtransactions on the back end does not work in 2024. Not anymore. Can't do that. If for a game that you want people for its very survival has to have consistent engagement on a weekly basis, people aren't going to spend. They're not going to spend that upfront cost anymore. Take your dumb console war, because good Lord, people trying to bring console war nonsense to me. Someone took a pic of me at the Redfall preview event and go, well, why didn't you say this about Redfall? I go, you gotta be kidding
Wait,
me.
what that has to do with nothing to do with
It has nothing to do with Concord.
I noticed when it's like a game that we got invited to go to an event and it was like a failure once it came out.
Yeah.
People will take your tweets or pictures or even videos, and they'll bring that up when you are criticizing a game that they're excited about.
Yeah.
They always would do that.
And look, and I'll tell anybody that's watching this right now, go back and watch or listen to our interview that we did at that very event with the assistant creative director. And even then, all it was questions about this, that, it was like, it wasn't like, oh, this is the greatest game of all time. We're like, we need to see more.
Yeah, he didn't.
As far as Redfall goes. And then obviously the game came out. No one gave that a high score. We're like, no, this game's not good. Anyways, I'm deflecting off of what I'm talking about. The point is, Concord should not come out right now because its pricing structure is setting it up to not be a success. To Pete's point, Firewalk and PlayStation have not done a great job of communicating what this game is, why it should be appealing to me, what are the actual mechanics to make it fun, because there are some great mechanics in there that people just don't know about because they don't talk enough about it. Mm-hmm. And you're coming out at a time where the biggest multiplayer game of 2024 is going to have their first beta. The excitement around that is going to trump the excitement for people jumping into Concord. It just is. So I think they should delay this game. I think they should delay it out of 2024, in my personal opinion.
Mm-hmm. And here's the thing. I get that PlayStation want to release some exclusive games this year. There's some big ones coming up, which is the Horizon,
Astrobot.
Lego, Astrobot. Those are big games and fun games, right? But releasing this, and there's so many questions about this game. Here's the thing, though, too, Paris and Pete. Like, okay, you charge $40. You have the season pass from the $40, right? So what about the next season pass, the season 2? Do I have to pay season 2 even after I paid $40 for that? Are they going to charge for me to get the cosmetics for the season 2 pass?
Yes.
It doesn't make any sense.
Well, to be fair, again, and I'm not an expert on this, and this is part of the problem that I don't think they've explained this enough. That $40 is because they're going to have weekly story content that's happening. You won't have to continue to pay for that moving forward, but there are going to be cosmetic items and battle passes, or however you want to define it, that you're going to get a season of that, and then there's going to be a season 2, a season 3 on down the line. That, excuse me, if you want to pay for those things, you can, but they will be optional. There won't be a mandatory reason for you to play them. You will continue to be able to play Concord without having to buy these battle passes things, but there's going to be cosmetic items that they hope obviously are going to be desirable for people that you're going to willingly want to pay for, which is like the whole point of Fortnite, right? That's how Fortnite monetizes their things. People willingly wants to pay for these battle passes for those cosmetic things.
Yo, well, quick question, Pete. Are you mad at your keyboard or something? Like, what's going on over there? You're like, Paris is talking. Oh, okay, all right. Paris is talking, and Pete is just smashing that keyboard in the background there.
I forgot to mute. I should have muted. My bad.
You should. That's all good. Well, by the way, very quick before we go to the last quick topic here. So I read here from Ruler 21 Live. Hey, shout out to you, Ruler. He says 2K players say that the hype around college football will die in September when the new 2K drops. I don't think so. I think there's two different type of crowds, man, that are playing those games, man. I don't see that happening at all.
The hype for college football will last all the way into the bowl games.
Yeah, I agree.
Throughout the season.
Yeah, agreed. By the way, shout out to Nintendo for sending me the new Nintendo World Championship NES edition that came out this past Friday. So you could get the game digitally for $29.99 or the physical, which is $59.99. It comes with like some cool stuff in there, cartridge, the gold cartridge of the NES in there, and some pins, some cards too of all the games available in the game. So really, really enjoyed it. There's a couple modes here that I've been playing. Online is a little bit different because I know people probably think you're going to be playing with other players against each other live, but there is actually ghost games that players have been submitting their games online automatically every time they pass the level. You're going to be competing with them. So the thing is with this, there is a mode where it's like the actual Nintendo Championship Edition mode where there's 13 games. A lot of them are like speed runs to see how fast you could finish it, and then it will upload it. And that's the one that you could like compare against other players around the world. So it updates every Monday, I believe, every week or so. There's like different challenges you could do. One of them is like an easier edition, and there's another one that's like a harder difficulty in there. Paris, I think you will like this because there is also the original Mario's in there. You could play Mario Brothers 3. I know you love Mario Brothers 3, right? Where it will say how fast you could get the mushroom in that game, or how fast you could finish level 1, or if you play, let's say, Mario Brothers 1, the first one, how fast can you go from level world 1 and finish the actual world 8, where you have to like take some shortcuts all the way to the end of the castle and you have to finish it. So the fastest, they will upload the time in there. You can compare it with other players around the world. Like, it's really, really cool. Excite Bike is in there, Kirby. There's Mario World, the Lost Levels, which came out back in the early days. I think, was it the Super NES? They had like a package where they have like Mario 1, 2, 3, and the unreleased game of Mario World Lost Levels in there too. So highly recommend for those that really love to play retro games. This is not a Nintendo remix that came out years ago where they have like certain games like remixes, better graphics and all that stuff. It's the same exact games. It's just shorter where you just compete against other people. There's also Metroids in there. I'm trying to think of other ones. Balloon Fight. Have you guys played Balloon Fight back in the days? Mm-hmm. So you do that. Like one of the things you have to do in there, like a speed run, is how fast can you pop up the balloon, or how fast you could kill like certain enemies or stuff like that. So Icarus is in there too. It's really, really cool. I would love to see like a Super NES edition, because that's like my favorite Nintendo console from back in the days. So hopefully we get to see that in the future. But I think this is cool, man, for something where people just want to pick up and play alone, or if you have a couple friends at home, you could play up to like 8 players in there. So the only thing that's a little bit annoying about the game, if you play this on the go, I feel like the screen that they have when you play on the go is a little bit too small. Perfect for like the TV size. Really, really perfect on that. But just want to mention it real quick.
Would you say this is like a competitive speedrun type game, because you're not, but only for specific sections?
Yeah, it's like similar to. Have you watched the championship edition from back in the days? Like, I know Andrew Renee, she hosted one years ago, like something like that, where they have, let's say, Tetris. Let's see who can make the most lines out of a certain amount of time, like something like that. So yeah, it's something like that, but it's all on the digital game. So you could compete with people from everywhere, man. So. It's fun. It's a lot of fun. I wish there was more things to do instead of me waiting until a week later to see what else is available. But if you play single player, there is a lot of challenges that you can compete. But once you finish all of it, then you compete against other people. You have to wait weekly and stuff like that. So or like a couple days.
I would like to see things like this, but for other games, right? Like, who could do effect and cause from Titanfall to the fastest, right? It's kind of like at the beginning of the training mode when you have to go through the training circuit and beat a certain time to get through.
Yeah.
Like, to do that, and outside of like obviously the Nintendo universe, right? But like do other things, like get through this level on Destiny 2, like, right? Like you have to like get through this jumping puzzle on Destiny 2 and watch everybody fail, right? Like that would be honestly something that I would actually watch and enjoy to play, right? But taking that but expanding it to much larger levels or other games, not just being, stuck in the Nintendo thing. I think that's a cool idea.
Yeah, it's cool. It's fun. The game is fun. If you fail, it rewind and until you finish it. So like, I have a couple of levels that I completed, X rank, some of them A, B. Some of them is really, really tough. Like there's one where the first Legend of Zelda game. Okay, let's see how the fastest of you killing 4 enemies in a certain area. Let's see how fast you can do it. People are going to figure out different ways how to do it. What I do is I'll finish it and I'm like, let me see if I can do it better. And I continue. And once I complete it, it will say, I have like a new record. It will upload it. So when I go online and let's say somebody goes online and they play that same exact level, my ghost will pop up and they will compete against like 7 other players. So it will be 8 players in total. So every round it will go from like 8 people, then 4, then 2, and then at the end it was only be like 1 winner. So it's a lot of fun. I think it's dope. It's
no,
really
absolutely.
fun.
And I could see things like certain levels, like certain levels from like Cuphead versus a game from like Rayman Legends, right? Just taking little bits like that and not being just on the Nintendo side. But I wouldn't be mad if we saw some kind of a copy pasta of this from some of the other publishers, right? Have an Xbox version, have a PlayStation version.
They should. I think that would be cool.
I'd be down. Yeah. I'd be down for it.
I would like that a lot. So yeah, make sure to check it out. The game is a lot of fun. Actually, if you have a chance, go like either on YouTube or Twitch to see other people playing it, so you have like an idea, in there. But it's cool, man. As a fan of like retro games, this is like a must-have, especially if you want to collect physical stuff. Like this is really cool to have at home, So. Any other questions before we play the Apple Gaming Showcase audio that I recorded with Paris? Anything else? Paris is smiling. We did pretty good. I think that was fun. That was a fun recording, Actually, we had people from Apple that they told us, hey, you want to... Usually when we record, people like to give us our space. I'm like, nah, stay there. They were cracking up the whole time because, Paris and I were going back and forth about a lot of things. But it was fun, man. It was a lot of fun. All right, so we're going to go and play this audio that was recorded during the Apple Gaming Showcase. And after that, we'll be right back and we're going to wrap it up. Check it out.
You're listening to Gamertag Radio.
We're live here at the Apple Gaming Showcase in Los Angeles. And it's our first time at an Apple Showcase, man. So yeah. How's it been your experience?
No, it's been cool. It's been cool to see how Apple is integrating gaming into their various products and kind of synergizing them across mobile, across iPad, and across their MacBooks as well. And then obviously Apple TV.
So I have a MacBook Pro. I have an older version of the iPad Pro. I know you've always been an Apple.
Yes, I'm in the Apple family. They got me.
iPhone, but you also have the Vision Pro.
Yes.
Yeah. So we had a conversation about that. Like, I would love to see more stuff like that also for the Vision Pro. I know the Apple subscription service is available.
Yeah, Apple Arcade,
right? Mm-hmm. So how's it been with using the Vision Pro for you at home?
Well, so that was the conversation that we're having is, as far as the Vision Pro goes, I haven't used it for gaming. I've been using it for some productivity stuff and mostly, entertainment. But conversation we're having is, they're building up to it. Obviously 2.0 of the software is about to come out and, they're integrating more Apple Arcade stuff into it. Developers are obviously start making more, which this event was all about, is third-party developers making games for Apple, because they're using M1 chips, or the M series chips, I should say. M1 is the lowest one, but compared to like if we're playing on Windows or something like that, using x86. So there's a difference there. But the fact that we got to play Assassin's Creed Mirage.
Yes.
Got to play Prince of Persia.
I played that on a phone first.
Yeah, I played Resident Evil 7.
Great. Yeah. Because I also played Prince of Persia. That's from also Ubisoft game. So that one I played it. Was it like over a year ago? I played on the Switch. plays great, right? But this time now I played on a MacBook, and it plays amazing. Plays great, man. So for you, I know you played Assassin's Creed. Was it iPhone or used a different?
I played that on the Backbone.
Oh, on Backbone.
Yeah,
Backbone. Please, I know you've been playing Backbone for a while now on iOS. How's that like compared to like other controllers and stuff? Man?
It was good. There were no issues. Like I said, I did Resident Evil 7. I did that on the Backbone as well. I played Prince of Persia on a MacBook, and I mean, it was my biggest thing was using the Bluetooth, because we're using a DualSense, was using the controller via Bluetooth, because I've known when I've tried it on other devices, it's been kind of hit or miss. But like Prince of Persia, as an example, seamless, no issues, no lag, nothing. So
one of the questions I asked the developer, I'm like, okay, so let's say I have a different controller, are we gonna still see? Because the tutorial will show you like, because of the DualSense, it was showing like the PlayStation controller. Yeah. But if I play on the Xbox, using the Xbox controller, now you're going to see the controllers of that. So that was pretty cool seeing that, man. So I personally think that this is like a great way for people that don't have a traditional console, don't have a PC. They're always been, using their iPhone or tablet, iPad. I think this is a new way to get like a new crowd of people that get into games.
Oh, 100%. Because the other thing was playing Vampire Survivors on the iPad.
Yes.
And I haven't played it in a while because, we were super addicted when it first came out, but it just sucked me right back in playing. And it was with touch controls as well. So,
and also the new Temple Run game too, because I remember playing that, the original way back in the days. And now with this new version, man, it's really good.
Because you were telling me about it.
I was at,
yes,
but I had to stop because people wanted to play. So,
but I like that it was simple control. It's simple. So this is a very easy pick up and play for someone that's not really into gaming. Like, oh, okay, I get it. And, even that got a little addicting playing that.
Yeah, it's like similar to Vampire Survivors. Like anybody could pick up and play, So, but I know there's other games that's a little bit complicated, like Assassin's Creed Mirage, So,
well, no, you bring up complicated. So they have Frostpunk 2 here. As well. Frostpunk 2 is a game that's about to come out pretty soon.
So that one is a keyboard, not a
mouse and keyboard. I was doing that on the MacBook. That one, telling you need to get into it. It's going to be good. It's going to be good.
I gotta play with a controller, man. Was there any other game too that I haven't had a chance to play? The Need for Speed one, the new one.
I didn't play that. I checked out Pal World briefly. We obviously already talked about Pal. It's great. It looks great. Yeah. Controls great. It's just not for me. It's just not my thing.
Is it because are you comparing this with like?
Yes, it's called Pokemon.
I think I tried it. It's fun, but I just like, I don't see myself playing for like a long time. Like I know a lot of people that I'm friends with, they're hooked playing with this. So I think this is good, man. Like I'm glad that Apple is now pushing gaming because gaming market is pretty big, man, so like for the hardcore audience that are into like Assassin's Creed and games like that, but also the casual audience that they don't have no PC, no console. They only have like a little device, maybe an iPhone. I could see them playing like a game like Vampire Survivors or the Temple Run game, right? Yeah. Like easily pick up and play and just, I could see that more people get into gaming because
I'm gonna tell you what is missing though.
What is missing?
They need a new Apple TV that has an M1 chip on it so that like you were just playing Assassin's Creed or playing Prince of Persia, playing it off of that Apple TV, Bluetooth controller right there on my TV, right there in the living room.
One of the conversations I was having with you was like, man, you have a Vision Pro.
Yeah.
Can I send like a game like Prince of Persia to your device? I know you can't do it now, like, right. But I think that would be sick to do something like,
it would just make sense that eventually you'd be able to do that. So let's say the iPhone 16 Pro, right, comes out. They're on Vision Pro version 2.5 or whatever, version it would be. But you could then have it on that phone, send it to the Vision Pro. You have your controller connected to the Vision Pro. Now you got a big 100-foot screen that you're playing it on, right? Yeah. So that would kind of be an ideal thing that they'd be able to leverage with the Vision Pro.
Yeah, I remember playing the Vision Pro for the first time. It was a lot, man. And was it a...
Oh, yeah, because that dice. I let you try that dice.
Yeah, it was Alicia Keys. Was like a live performance.
So see, that's going to be the next level that Apple is going to be able to utilize. That is to have a game that takes advantage of immersive video and like it literally just you're in it. That's going to be insane.
Because I felt like I was in the studio. So if they could do something like that for gaming, that would be like huge, man.
The other bonus that Apple, and again, this is in their ecosystem, is these games, the saves transfer across devices. So I could start it on my MacBook, pick it up on my iPad, pick it up on my iPhone, vice versa, so that's cool too. And then, we're obviously talking to sort of some reps from Ubisoft. Ubisoft takes it another step where, okay, you could do it in the Apple ecosystem, but if it's UB Connect, you can obviously transfer those saves to other devices too.
I think that's pretty cool, man, because, I know there's been games in the past where they don't have that. And you're like, oh man, they don't have no cross save, no cross play. So now you'll have to choose like, okay, where I'm going to play my games. But having it like that you could do it in multiple devices, that's going to make me just play it anywhere, So pick up and play everywhere I go. So anything else from...
No, this is cool. I mean, like I said, this is the first Apple Games Showcase. I had to say it slow to make sure it's right. But no, this was cool to be able to come to this and be able to see Apple start to grow this out and see where it goes, within their ecosystem, because clearly the hardware is powerful enough now to have console-like experiences on there. It's just got to have the development support.
So I have the iPad Pro. I think it was like...
No, I can tell you right now, because mine is.
So we got it around the same time.
Because I don't have one that has an M series chip in it. Yep. So I'd have to upgrade.
But see, I was like, oh man, I got the Pro. This is legit. And now I got to upgrade with this one. Now, do you see which size you see yourself?
I always get the big one.
The big one. Yeah. The small one, because I think that's the one. What size was that?
Like 7 inches or something.
7 inches. So that's the one that I got to play Vampire Survivors and also the Tupperware game. And it plays great on that device, man. So I'm wondering how it's like battery compared to like the bigger one,
Yeah, I honestly don't know with the smaller one. I know with this, because the new iPad Pro has the M4 chip in it, and the battery is pretty good. That's the one thing, like the one, because I think mine I think it's 2018, 2019 version or whatever. It's like every 5 minutes I gotta plug it. Great. The battery is terrible on it.
Look great, man. No, mine's is good, man. Yeah, but I definitely want to upgrade, man. Especially me, like I always been using a MacBook Pro, but I never actually use my laptop as a gaming device. But playing this for the first time, I can see myself like, hey, pick up my laptop, just on the go and get it like a controller.
Yeah, totally. Well, it's like even my son, I got him a MacBook Air. It's like with the M2 chip in it, because for college, he's going to college, and so like that's essentially what we're playing on today. So you could play all those games on that. So it's pretty cool.
Definitely. Anything else? Wondering if there's like any.
No, I think we covered everything. Like I said, games showed very well on it. Like I said, the hardware, they're showing that from the iPhone to the iPad all the way up to the MacBook, they can support these console-like experiences on it. So it's just get more developers to, commit into the Apple ecosystem, put games on it. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, because right now, Capcom is here showing Resident Evil, Ubisoft showing a couple games. Yeah, EA with Need for Speed. Need for Speed, right after this, I'm probably going to try that out because I'm very curious to see how that plays. But yeah, it's been great, man. So everyone, thank you for watching. Make sure to hit up Paris if you don't like his opinion.
They always love my opinion. I have a well thought out and informed opinion because I'm in the Apple ecosystem. I use Apple device, not you, Android. You're Android guy.
Everything.
Yeah, from like 20 years ago.
But I still have it. I still got it. Awesome, everyone. Thank you for watching. All right, until next time, we're out.
This is Gamertag Radio.
All right, everyone. That was the audio live recorded at the showcase here in Los Angeles. It was a lot of fun. Once again, shout out to Apple for inviting us into the event. So I think we're going to wrap it up here, man. Next week, we might have, let me see the date. Yeah, sometime next week. So next week there won't be no live recording. We have something coming up next week that's gonna be pretty cool. That's all I would say. So stay tuned. All right. So anything else, guys, before we finish the show? No. Okay. So we're gonna be out here. Everyone, thank you for listening to episode 1358 here, Gamertag Radio. We're out. Take care. Peace.
Thanks for listening to Gamertag Radio. Be sure to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.